Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. في البداية أحب أرحب بكم. أخذنا شوية وقت عليكم شوية مع السوالف اللي صارت، بس أعتقد سوشيالايز حلو بينكم كفنانين. I'm speaking Arabic and my colleague will speak in English later on for the presentation. Our presentation will be in English. First, let me to welcome you and Fire Station Artist in Resident, and welcome to our guests, artists, managers, directors, photographers, everybody, welcome in Fire Station. طبعا اليوم احنا نحب نرحب بكم في البداية قبل لا نبتدي، وأشكركم على حضوركم. الجهات المختلفة من كل الوزارات اللي كانوا معنا، اللي شرفونا اليوم معنا، الفنانين، الفوتوغرافيين، المصورين، الارتست في الدوحة اللي لبوا الدعوة هذه. نرحب فيكم في مطاف ومقر الفنانين. يمكن بيئة المكان شوية على بعض الناس اللي ما جونا أو أول مرة يجونا شوية تختلف، يعني حتى لاحظوا المكان شلون تصميمه. أذكر واحد من ربعنا يقول خلي مش دعوة المقاول شرد ما كمل المبنى، أقول لا هذا المبنى أصلاً تصميمه contemporary، فهذه من industrial look. اليوم إن شاء الله راح نتكلم عن مشروع جداً مهم وجاء في فترة جداً مهمة. المشروع هذا راح يوصل حلقة وصل بين الارتست وبين الوزارات وبين المطافي وبين المصنعين، فإحنا نكمل السلسلة هذه بين كل الجهات المختلفة. قبل لا ابتدي أحب أقول لكم أن مطافي بنت في الثمانينات، في ال82، وهي تعكس اللغة المعمارية للثمانينات، زي الشيراتون، زي البريد العام، واللانجويج اللي هو architect language تعكسه. فإحنا حافظنا على المبنى وأضفنا عليه عدة مباني تخدم الفنانين وتكمل الكونسبت اللي إحنا حابين ننشره وندعم فيه من خلاله المجتمع. اليوم بعد تقريباً 3 سنين من الافتتاح، والحمد لله وجودكم هنا دليل على نجاح المكان ونجاح البرامج. احنا نهني نفسنا ونهنيكم ايضا على هذا التطور اللي قاعد يصير عندنا في البلد. هذه واحدة من المبادرات ايضا اللي احنا نساهم فيها في تطور البلد. قطر الفن هو، والشعار هذا هو اللوجو والمبادرة أو المشروع اللي احنا راح نتكلم عنه اليوم. طبعاً سمو الأمير والشيخ المياسة هم أكثر الناس داعمين للفن، وهذه هي الرسالة الوطنية اللي هي تدعم الفن والفنانين في قطر وتنقلهم من المحلية إلى العالمية. فكل المبادرات وكل الفاسيلتيز، الدعوات والأماكن اللي سويناها هنا كلها على دعم الفنانين، وهذه من ضمن الرؤية الوطنية قطر هو دعم الفنانين. احنا قدامنا عدة مناسبات كبيرة ومهمة جاية في الطريق. يمكن قبل كنا نقول كلنا ما نستعد حق مناسبة تطلع مناسبة، فحالياً من عام 2006 إذا تذكرون السياد، فكنا بدأت البنية التحتية تتطور مع وجود هذه المناسبات الكبيرة. ترى التارجت 2022 و2030 وإحنا ماشيين في تطور، فهذه المناسبات كلها لازم يكون لنا ولكم دور فيها وتحطون بصمتكم في هذه المناسبات الموجودة. احنا نطمح دائما ان تكون لنا بصمة محلية، بصمة تعكس واقعنا، تعكس تاريخنا، تعكس تراثنا، تعكس الهرتج اللي عندنا، تعكس افكارنا. لذلك ما عاد خلاص يعني في استيراد الفن او استيراد التصميمات والامور هذه كلها، لازم التصميمات تنبع من عندنا. ويمكن من خلال فتره الحصار في شغلات كثيره طلعت، وصار انه في اعتماد، صار في استدامه، سستينابيلتي، الكل يعتمد على نفسه من ناحيه تصنيع، من ناحيه موارد، من ناحيه فنانين وافكار. وايضا طلعت لنا مجموعه كبيره من الافكار والنوابغ والشخصيات المميزه في جميع المجالات. فاحنا يعني نتوق الى نشوف شغلات طالعه نابعه من قطر، من ارض قطر، من الناس اللي عايشه في قطر، من الفنانين القطريين والفنانين المقيمين، لان هذا المشروع لكم انتم. احنا عندنا مجموعه من البارتنرز، والبارتنرز هم اللي يحيون هذه المشاريع، بحكم هم عندهم مشاريع كثيره شغالين فيها. وهذه المشاريع تحتاج الى الفنانين، واحنا في النص مع التنظيم. فهي الحلقه هذه اللي احنا ندور فيها، وكل واحد فايز، كل منا فايز في هذا المشروع. لذلك انا احفزكم على المشاركه في هذا المشروع، وعندنا بعض من شركائنا ان شاء الله راح يتكلمون ايضا عن الامكانيات اللي موجوده والحاجات اللي موجوده في مشاريعهم المستقبليه. الحين يجي دوركم انتم الفنانين، دور الابداع، دور طلعوا مواهبكم. فهذه الشغلات اللي نحتاجها في المشاريع الجايه. على سبيل المثال مثلا عندنا مشاريع الاثاث للمناطق العامه، للحدائق، للاماكن العامه، في اثاث مثل الكراسي، مثل تكرمون الزباله، مثل الحواجز، الامور هذه كلها، هذه تصميماتها تكون نابعه من عندكم انتم الاساس لعمل تصميمات زي هذه، لان كل افكاركم راح تكون منعكسه على البيئه اللي انتم عايشين بيها. وهذا الهدف من طرح المسابقه هذه، ان نطلع بتصميمات محليه لمشاريعنا وبشكل عالمي. يعني دائما احنا في الفاير ستيشن نطمح الى الفن الحديث، نطمح الى ان الواحد يبتكر شغلات، نبتعد عن التقليد، نبتعد عن النسخ، نبتعد عن الامور هذه، ولكن نروح الى الالهام، الى الانسبريشن، هو اللي لازم يكون الدافع اللي يطلع منه هذه الاعمال. في مثلا عندنا مشاريع الفنادق، لو تدرون ايش كثر فنادق راح تصير خلال العشر سنين الجايه ما بتصدقون يعني، ومساجد طبعا. فالسجاد اللي مطلوب للفنادق وللمساجد يوم قالوا لي الرقم ما صدقت، ما شاء الله يعني اعداد كبيره، مساحات كبيره. فلذلك اعتقد في فرصه حق كل فنان موجود انه يفوز بجزء. حلو لما تمشي في فندق وتقول والله هاي السجاد من تصميمي، حلو لما تروح تصلي في مسجد والله وخذوا تصميمي لقيته في المسجد هني. فهذه الشغلات تخلي الواحد يعيش فعلا في البيئه وبطريقه انه انسان ايضا منتج، انسان مشارك، مش بس متلقي. في تواريخ لازم تحفظونها، تواريخ مهمه. كل واحد راح يحصل على المعلومات هذه، راح تكون موجوده اونلاين، راح تكون موجوده تتوزع عليكم بعد الايفنت ان شاء الله. ولكن هذه التواريخ اللي لازم نحفظها. اليوم احنا تاريخ 26 جانب. المسابقه هذه ممتده لين 18 اغسطس. 18 اغسطس بيكون الديدلاين، فلازم تطرشون صوركم، تصميماتكم، افكاركم كلها طريقتين. في عندنا طريقه اونلاين، وفي طريقه انك تجيبونها في يو اس بي، في مظروف اذا حد يطرش النسخ الاصليه اللي هي الهارد كوبي، ولا مجسمات ولا حاجه في الفاير ستيشن عند الريسبشن. فتقدرون في راح يكون جايد لاين، راح يتوزع عليكم جايد لاين على الاونلاين، بيكون على صفحه مطافي. عندنا راح يكون في رقم تواصل حق اي استفسار او اي سؤال. بعدين عندنا 15 سبتمبر. 15 سبتمبر راح تشكل لجنه، واللجنه هذه مكونه من الناس المعنيين في هذا المجال، وايضا ناس فنانين لهم باع طويل في مجال الفن. راح يتم اختيار مجموعة كبيرة من الأعمال وراح يتم تقليصها إلى مجموعة معينة. هذه المجموعة يعتمد على كمية المشاركات، يعتمد على نوعية التصميم، يعتمد على كم صوت راح تحصل هذه المشاركات علشان تدخل في العرض الأخير. العرض الأخير اللي راح يكون في مطافي راح يكون تقريبا في نوفمبر، منتصف نوفمبر راح يكون في مطافي. راح نعمل معرض. المعرض هذا راح تعرض فيه كل ابتكاراتكم اللي عدت من خلال اللجنة وتم اختيارها. هذا المعرض راح يكون مفتوح لكم هنا ومفتوح أيضا حق شركائنا يشوفون. وراح يضم المعرض كتالوج. الكتالوج راح يكون عبارة عن تصميماتكم ويكون نوع من التوثيق دوكيومنتري بوك حق كل الشغل اللي سويتوه. وأيضا راح يكون كتالوج الشركاء اللي يختارون من التصميمات يعرضونها يشاركون فيها في اجتماعاتهم لغاية مثلا ياخذون احدى الديزاينات تكون لكم. والحلو ان كل فنان راح يشارك معنا. شركة قطر كوستال قطر هم المعنيين في هذا الموضوع، انه راح يوقع على حقوق ملكية فكرية بحيث انه يكون له عائد مادي من اي مبيعات تصير من أي تصميماته. فهذا يتم معك مدى الحياة. تصميماتك محفوظة، الشركة تحفظ لك حقوقك، هذه كلها راح تكون موجودة في العقد اللي راح يبرم بينك وبين الشركة. فإحنا تقريباً ما نبي نطول عليكم، ولكن هذا بصفة عامة مشروعنا المشترك اللي هو بين الجهات. الحلقة اللي تكلمت عنها وانتم جزء مهم من هذه الحلقة. فإذا احنا عندنا راح كلمة أخيرة من عند زميلنا من قطر بوستال راح يشرح لكم بالإنجليزي على بعض البروسيجرز، وبعدين الأسئلة مع سوشيالايز نتكلم فيهم مع بعض إن شاء الله. Please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Khalifa, for this wonderful presentation. I'm really excited to be here with all of you and happy to see this large turnaround of people. And you are the sort of the creme de la creme of the artists in Qatar. And Khalifa briefly told me about the presentation, and it was written in English, so it was in Arabic. You could, it was for both. But I'm going to go and give you some more idea so that you have a better understanding of this concept. So before we get into the presentation, I want you to understand, or it's important that we understand, why are we doing this project? What is inspiration? What is driving us? What is the motivation behind this? And it's definitely the statement by His Highness the Emir, who says that this 2030 vision is not just for government. It is for the private sector, it is for people like us, it's for all of us. And we expect all of us to be contributing towards this 2030 vision with our expertise. So, having said that, as a group like us, what can we do? People say, oh, we are not government, this is up for the government. What can I do as an individual? What can I do as a private sector? So, if you look at the different pillars of the 2030 vision, and I would say, and I'm sure you would agree with me, that the section about the social development is where we can contribute. And more particularly about preserving Qatar's national heritage and also encouraging cultural exchange between nations. And we can do that right here now. I mean, if you look at the number of nationalities, the number of countries that are present here, we could do that right now. So we don't need to go outside of Qatar for that. So we have this option, we have this opportunity where we can exchange ideas and collaborate to create art. And as Khalifa said, we have all these tremendous, exciting projects or events that are coming down our way. We have the World Cup, we have the athletic competition, and many other more. So we're going to attract millions of visitors into Qatar. So put yourself in the shoes of a visitor, and if you are in Qatar, you're driving around or walking around Doha, what do you see? So for sure, you will see a lot of exciting things. There's a lot of architecture, there's a lot of buildings, there's a lot of arts around. But can we make it better? Can we have it more connected to the Qatari culture and heritage? And the answer, I would agree with me, is a definite yes. There is much more we can do to enhance the aesthetics or the cultural exposure that Qatar is currently having. So, in general, you'll find that art is generally confined to the museums or to places like Matafi or other galleries. What if we took the art out to the public, to the common spaces, the places where people generally interact with? That seems like a very good idea, right? But end of the day, if you want to take art outside, it's not cheap. It costs a lot of money. Art is not cheap. So what do? We have a lot of these projects that are coming up in Qatar. What if we take, and these projects have functional elements in it, which are purely serves a functional purpose. What if we take these functional elements and make them into functional art? You have both the benefits. You have one, the functional element. So it is supposed to be a chair. It's a chair. You can sit on it. At the same time, you convert it into an art. So you're having two together. And we can achieve this with your help with a minimal incremental cost. You don't have to spend a lot of money. We can enhance this product into a functional art item. So imagine you're walking down the corniche, right? And imagine that you see a bench that is designed by you, for example. Designed by you incorporating the rich cultural heritage of Qatar. Imagine you walk down to a cafe and you see a carpet that is inspired by the deep-rooted culture of Qatar. Imagine you look up the wall and you see an art inspired by the king of Arabian horses, Marwan al-Shakab, who's won a lot of international awards. So wouldn't that be better than seeing a horse from, say, the Kentucky Derby? So we want to localize art, and we want you to be part of that. And like Khalifa said, we have almost 16 new hotels coming up in Qatar as part of the FIFA and other events. 60 new hotels, right? That's a lot of hotels. Imagine yourself going down to one of these rooms, opening the door, and you see the carpet that is inspired by the beautiful sand dunes of Qatar. Or you get to see the turquoise blue waters that surround Qatar. So we have a lot of opportunities that we can convert. And also, for example, we have embassies of Qatar all around the world. What if these embassies become ambassadors for your art? And all the properties that Qatar owns in terms of hotels and other offices carry the art that you create. So the opportunities are endless. And our idea is to promote you as Qatari artists or local artists and the Qatari art around the world, at the same time provide you financial benefits for the same. Now, if you look at the history of art, you will always find that art has only thrived when there is patrons to support them. And if you see the people who are sitting here, these are your patrons. And that's proof enough. For an event like this, which is not connected to art, these are people from the construction, they have projects from the top management level. And we're very fortunate to have these people among us today. And that is a proof of the support that you're going to get as patrons for your art. So, in short, so you have, as they say, you have the stars aligned. Everything is in place. You have the best artists that Qatar can offer around here. We have the end users who will potentially support you with your art. And we have people like Khalifa and the Matafi and the Qatar Museum acting as a platform to bring it all together. But then the next question is, who's going to manufacture it? I'm going to design it. We have people to buy it, and we have people to support you. But in the end, somebody has to make it. And that's where we come in as Coastal Qatar. So one of the mandates of Coastal Qatar has been to support local manufacturing. We are very much into the Make in Qatar initiatives, and we have a few initiatives that are currently ongoing, which we are really proud of. And one of them is the seats for the World Cup stadiums. And as you can see, this is do you know what this is? Wakra Stadium, which was recently inaugurated. And I'm really happy to note that Yusuf Musla, who was the project director, who's the person who actually approved this, is with us today. So that's a lot of encouragement that we currently have. And also when this concept came up, the amount of support we received from Supreme Committee and the government was tremendous. And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to continue this on this journey. So the pride of being able to watch the World Cup games in a seat that is made in Qatar with the label behind it, made in Qatar, that is something that you cannot put money on. And also to know that these seats will end up in other countries, like when it's going to be donated, and will go with this made in Qatar logo. That is, again, that's a lot of pride that gives us. And we're also fortunate that the Supreme Committee has supported us and given us other stadiums that we're currently doing. So in total, we'll be doing 6 stadiums. And this is the first time ever in history that one company is doing 6 stadiums. And that is not because of us, it's because of the government and the support the government is offering companies like us who are doing things for the country. So that again reflects on the commitment that the government has towards supporting local manufacturers, local artists, local people who have ideas and ambitions to move forward. So these are the 6 stadiums. Then, as you know, with the blockade, we had many issues with products that have been coming from the blockading countries that were no longer available, and they were affecting our projects. So one of the initiatives that was triggered by this blockade was the manufacturing of lampposts. The posts you see on the streets, the high mast up to 40 meters. So we have started this project recently, and again we've had overwhelming support from Ashghal and the project team. We also have an initiative to manufacture crash barriers that you see on the highways. This is with a German partner. Again, we'll be the first company in Qatar who's manufacturing crash barriers to the local standards. And what you see here is the lockers for the FIFA team. This is what we built again. This is in the Wakra Stadium, and we hope this is going to be reflected or continued in a few other stadiums. So, in effect, what we're trying to say is that you can have, or we can say with a high level of confidence that if you design it, we will build it, or we will manufacture it. And once we had the support from the end users and also from the museum and Matafi, we were on a project, or we were on a mission actually to go around the world to identify companies who can actually help us manufacture these products. And we're very fortunate to say that we've been able to identify them, and they're actually among us here today. And they will be the ones who will be actually conducting the workshop to let you know more about the projects. So, in short, we have everything aligned. There is opportunity for all of us. There is an opportunity for a win-win situation to project Qatar as art globally, and to support and give exposure for the local artists around the world. So I think with that, I hope I have given you a brief idea about how this project is going to be handled. And we will have a session where the experts or they'll be conducting a workshop to let you know how this project will be executed in detail. And before that, we have a small presentation from Katara, and then maybe if any of the end users want to facilitate or give you words of encouragement, that'll be an option. And we'll also have a 10-minute question and answer session, after which we'll have a short break before the actual workshop. Thank you very much.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. معكم أخوكم خالد النعمة من كتارة الضيافة. يسرني اليوم إني أكون متواجد مع إخواني متاحف قطر، يعطيكم العافية، والمطافي جزاكم الله خير على المبادرة الجميلة هذه. طبعا للي ما يعرف كتارة للضيافة، كتارة للضيافة شركة قطرية رائدة في قطاع الضيافة. نعمل طبعا ملاك لفنادق، ونعمل على تشغيل الفنادق، ونعمل ايضا على اداره الفنادق بشكل عام، سواء في دوله قطر وخارج دوله قطر. فاحب انا طبعا اشكر الجماعه هي اخواننا على هذه المبادره الطيبه، وعلى دعمهم المتواصل للكوادر القطريه، سواء في هذه المبادره الطيبه. ان شاء الله طبعا راح تكون هذه المبادره تعطي طبعا المستقبل القادم للمستقبل الاجيال القادمه ارث حضاري وارث ثقافي ان شاء الله. ومره اخرى طبعا شفت البرزنتيشن، ما اتوقع ان في اسئله زياده او في شيء زياده اقدر اضيفه. فيعطيكم العافيه، واحنا ان شاء الله داعمين لكم وداعمين المبادرات هذه، والله يعطيك العافيه في الخليفه، يعطيكم العافيه جميعا. السلام عليكم.
Thank you for that wonderful presentation. We'd like to hear a few words from Mr. Yusuf Al-Muslah. He's the project director for Lusail, and like I said, he's been a very avid advocate of promoting local companies, and we're very happy to have him with us. Please, Mr. Yusuf.
السلام عليكم. أول شيء كلمة عربي إنجليش بوث كان ميكس. أوكي ميكس ماتش. أول شيء بعرف عن نفسي يوسف المصلح، رئيس قطاع التطوير وإدارة الأصول في الديار القطرية. أنا صراحة ما كنت ناوي إني أتكلم، والجماعة طلبوا مني أتكلم، بس ما كنت أنا ولا فنان ما فهمت الفن، فقلت لا أتكلم في شيء ما فهمت فيه. طيب بس بعد ما سمعت إخواني أخوي خليفة ونشاد، فقلت عندي بعض النقاط قلت أشارككم فيها. Quickly introducing myself, my name is Yusuf Al-Muslah. I'm Chief Development Officer and Chief Development and Asset Management Officer at Qatari Diar. I was not planning to speak at this event, though I was requested, but I apologize because I'm not an artist and I know nothing about art. But after I listened to both Mr. Khalifa and Mr. Nishad, I thought of exchanging a few words with you. أول نقطة، الإخوان تكلموا عن الحصار وتأثير الحصار ومخرجات الحصار اللي على جميع المستويات، من ضمنها الفن. طبعا أكيد كلكم أنتم فنانين تعرفون قصة الأيقونة المشهورة في الدوحة، أيقونة تميم المس. هاي أيقونة ما هو بس يعني أيقونة فنية، هذه أيقونة كسر الحصار، أيقونة رفض الحصار. هاي قوة الفن. أوكي، ما يحتاج أنا أتكلم في هاي المجال، لكن شيء حبيت إني أعبر عنه. النقطة الثانية اللي أبغي أتكلم عنها، اللي تكلم عنها نشاد، اللي هو أستاذ الوكرة. أنا كنت قبل أروح الديار القطرية كنت في اللجنة العليا لشرع الإرث. اشتغلنا مع بعض في الجماعة في كوستل تصاميم السادات في سادات كأس العالم. ومن أول السادات اللي اشتغلنا عليها مع بعض كان استاذ الوكرة مثل ما شفتوا. تصميم استاذ الوكرة وتحديدا تصميم الكراسي صراحة شيء أوكي أنا أفخر فيه. أنا أفخر أن كنت يعني من الناس اللي كانوا في هاي المشروع. احنا كنا نشتغل مع الجماعة في كوستل كفريق واحد. كنا نقعد مع بعض ويعني مثل ما يقولون pushing them to the limit يعني معاي. ولذلك أنا أعتقد هاي كان نتيجة العمل هاي اللي صار، مع إن إحنا ما نفهم في الفن ذي، لكن أنا أعتقد الفن هو جمال، وأنا أعتقد ما في اثنين يختلفون في الجمال. لذلك أنا بس حبيت إن أيضا يعني مثل ما يقولون فاضت عندي المشاعر لما تكلم نشاد عن استاذ الوكرة والتصميم واللي صار وذيك الأيام، واللي كنا نقعد أوكي بالساعات ونتكلم وشلون لين ما طلع التصميم الفريد اللي أنا مثل ما قلت لكم أنا أفخر بهاي إني أنا كنت من ضمن المنظومة اللي اشتغلوا على نفسي. شيء ثالث، كوني أنا الحين في الديار القطرية وأنا يعني ماسك التطوير في قطر ومدينه الوسيل تحديدا، انا ادعوكم ان تسخرون مواهبكم على اساس ان تكون اعمالكم الفنيه تعرض عندنا في مدينه الوسيل. سواء كانت في البروميناد، في المارينا، ممشى المارينا. اعتقد ان كثير منكم اذا مو كلكم جاء وزارنا في الوسيل تحديدا في ممشى المارينا. فادعوكم ان مثل ما يقولون تشهدون الهمم، اوكي، وتطلعون شيء يليق بقطر، يليق بالوسيل. الوسيل مو هو مدينه عاديه، مدينه مثل ما يقولون احنا نسميها مدينه المستقبل، فإن شيء يتناسب المكان. مثل ما اشتغلنا مع نشاد و push them to the limit, we'll be pushing you to the limit ايضا limit ذي. فثقوا ان احنا ان شاء الله بنفتح ابوابنا، والوسيل يعني مشروع مثل ما يقولون the sky is the limit بالانجليزي. فهاي النقطة الثالثة. النقطة الأخيرة I'll be concluding. ما أدري, I don't know if I have the time to translate all of this. Okay, but excuse me if I can't do that. النقطة الأخيرة, الديدلاين اللي قال عن أخوي خليفة يوم 18 أغسطس على تسليم أعمالكم أو تسليم الأعمال. أوكي, أنا ما بنسى هالتاريخ. تعرف ليش؟ تاريخ ميلادي. السلام عليكم.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for the presentation. It's a wonderful opportunity for all of us present here. I think getting this this opportunity will change our status of artists here. Anyway, so my question is that this design work, artwork has to be done individually or in teams. The submissions have to be done individually. How are you going to assess the artist? Like, if someone wants to, together do it.
I think creating art individually or a group, it is the same because it will be one IB contract. Usually, like some studios creating art and they will record it under a studio with the title name or something. But there is a creativity of individual artists and they can submit. Okay. Or if this is a group, so they have to submit with one group, either is, or I think their name will be all mentioned in the contract.
So to make things easier, what we would like is, if you're doing it as a group, you submit under one person's name, and then you have an internal agreement among yourselves on how to manage between you. So that way it becomes easier for us, because we're looking long term. This is not going to be like a one-time thing we will use for 1 or 2 years. So we wouldn't want to drag, or have the complexity of having to deal with multiple people and then issues between, that's a possibility. So we'd like you to nominate one person that you trust, and then you can have an internal agreement among yourselves on how to manage.
Right. So just one small question and I'll pass it on. This is just the artwork which we need to submit, not the prototype, right? Design.
We prefer to have soft copy and the original one if it is handable.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean something like we were expecting. Some people they do design like on A3, A2,
Hard copy.
The hard copy, and then they photograph it in very high resolution. They put it in USB, and then they submit it. Usually, all the judging will go for the soft copy, and maybe later we will ask for the hard copy if we didn't find it in the. But soft copy should be there at least.
Right. Yeah, because many of us are traveling. Maybe we will send the soft copy and hard copy when we return.
So the more details will be in the presentation. They have the more details on how to submit. That will be covered in that.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Patrick Rosario. 2 questions I have. Are there going to be competitions more than this one? This is going to be an annual event because the project seems to be massive. So would there be more competitions like this? Second question, the selection, once you're selected, is there going to be a public announcement as to the winning
Yeah, this is not the first initiative we have in Fire Station here. We do in different levels and different partners we did previously. But this is maybe first with the manufacturer local here and this size of production. Always we are seeking for great opportunities for the artists, especially local artists here, to support everybody to be part and contribute in the development going on. What is best or more than to show all this artwork in exhibition? This will be the publicity for the artwork. So we will announce on the exhibition from the time we select to the time the exhibition is there will be a close contact with the artist to create maybe prototype, maybe to design something, maybe to ask more information and files from him. Thank you.
Yeah, so, yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, here.
Yes.
My name is Dr. Shada Faraj Abu. I'm an Iraqi artist. And Ahlan Bik, I won the Wish competition for the sculpture. The Wish competition, when it was launched, it had theme. So do you have theme that we need to be guided with? This is my first question. My second question is, I'm an industrial designer, and to design street furniture, you need to have a prototype, as my brother here said. So we don't have workshops to engineer those prototypes. So is the engineering plans fair enough for you? This is my second question. Thank you.
So I can answer those questions for you. One, in terms of the theme, we said celebrating Qatari art and heritage. So we left it open to have it as celebrating Qatari art and heritage. We didn't want to make it very specific, but it has to be to do with the heritage of Qatar. And also in line with the 2030 vision, we said protecting or enhancing the national heritage of Qatar. So that's the theme. In terms of the design, we have for the models, for the furniture, we have a 3D printing company that we have sort of lined up, which we'll be communicating to you. And also, if you want to do a 3D model in Rivet or any of the 3D designs, we have people in-house who can support you.
After being chosen?
Yes, after being chosen. So initially, it will be a 3D perspective with 4 views from all the sides and the plan view, and we will be selecting from those. If any of you decide or would like to submit a model, either through a 3D printer, which we are going to show you or put you in touch with, that's an option. But ultimately, definitely, once it is shortlisted, we will be doing a model for the exhibition, and maybe probably, I don't know, depending on the possibilities, maybe even make a full size. But of course, there is a lot of complexities involved, so we have to look at how it can be done.
Thank you for this nice opportunity. I have a question. Can we include some artwork on canvases and sculptures in this competition, or only furniture and carpets?
I think this is open for design, for artwork, for sculptures, for all type of art. It is what you will create to create something that you can use to be put it in a carpet or in a landscape. So it is open that you can create something, use practical use, or to put it somewhere in public, or to use it in hotel or something. I think.
So the theme is primarily on functional art, meaning that you should be able to use it. So other one, public art, there is the initiative that we've been discussing with Khalifa and also the Museum Authority. So that may be something that may be down the line. So as of now, it has to be useful. It has to be, you should be able to use it in any other way. So for example, if it's a table that could look like a sculpture, but it can be used as a table too. So that is our current competition. And hopefully down the line, we may add other sort of purely art functions.
The question here, more, how many artwork I have to submit? Or can submit? Yeah, I think we keep this one open a little bit, but not to make it 100. I believe to focus on 3 to 5 or 8 ideas, that's give you a good chance to show whatever you feel like this is you want to participate. If you go more and more and more, I think you will lose focusing on what you do. Yeah.
Do you have a preference of materials? Like, is there certain materials that you prefer, like wood, metal, and
I think you are the artist. You prefer
So the
some
sky is
materials to use. Somebody use cement, plastic, leather. I think the good design, which is not just giving you how it looks, it's also give you more information about what the material could work with this. It is like comprehensive design that you can use even the material, and if it's outdoor, this material, how much will absorb the heat. So it is like design, and sometimes you do some tests and structure, and I think you are more in technique than this with the artist. Yeah.
So yeah, like Skyler said, mostly it is more of a practical approach. For example, if you want to use indoor, then wood is preferred, or you can use wood, but outdoor we wouldn't necessarily allow or use wood. And also in terms of, especially as something I want to talk about regarding the furniture. We also need to understand that furniture, unlike carpet or other things, we have some limitations because it needs to be made by the mold. So if you have a shape that cannot be molded or it cannot be molded, it's easy to make a mold, but it needs to be molded. So we need to make sure that when you are making a model, that it doesn't have too many sharp edges or nooks where you cannot pull out the mold. So we will get more information during the presentation from Italian lab. Marco will be telling you more on this. Thank you.
Excuse me, this is Ashmi Agarwal. I'm the president for the Art and Cultural Heritage Company. And my question was, sir, thank you so much, sir. First thing is, sir, is it possible only for the local Qatari artists or for every local artist who is present in Qatar, or who will be coming to Qatar for some short duration, or they will be taking some assignments or projects in Qatar for the art? So this is applicable for all who wants to do some projects for Qatar, or this is only for the person who is based permanently here? First question. Second question is, sir, as I heard that it is an individual group and they can be participated in this. So what are the companies which are already into this type of project and they want to be part of this project? So what is the criteria for them?
Yeah, I think, thank you. I think we are focusing on local Qatari artists, local artists living here in Qatar. We don't want again to import anything from outside. And we are focusing on the individuals, not companies. This is initiative to support the artists, individual, and the Qatar community.
Perfect, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, are there any more questions? And
hello, hi, Tom Odin. Quick question: is there a scale limit? I mean, can you do an architectural or urban scale intervention, even though it's made out of smaller units?
yeah, so like we said, that we'll be having a workshop which will tell you the size and scales that will be required. So we have a maximum height of any product if you're making as a furniture, maximum length that you are allowed to make. If you are making a model, scale model, what is the scale that you need to submit? All those information you will find in the presentation, and also you have a leaflet that will be handed over to all of you while you leave in the bag, and this has all the information.
Nashad, this is, I think, good practice that maybe we will do another initiative for public art, since Abdurrahman Ishaq is with us here today, and we invite him to see this crowd and how many people interested in doing for public art. So maybe another initiative from the museum will be to build public art as art piece, more than practical and furniture and racks.
So we start with one and then we take it to the next
Exactly.
level and then
Yes.
higher and higher. Yes.
سؤالي بس هل لما تتطرق يعني زي ما حصل في روسيا وحصلت مسابقات كتيره جدا وطلعوا في الاخر كلها فنانين روسيين وطلعوا تراث روسي وكان واجهه عظيمه جدا لبلدهم يعني فاتمنى برضه يحصل كده في كاس العالم وانا متوقع ان شاء الله تكون حاجات عظيمه كمان تخرج ونطلع اعمال فعلا قطريه بخلفيه قطريه تعكس كل الفريق يعني. بس ده سؤال وتمني في نفس الوقت فاتمنى يعني.
احنا عندنا نفس الامنيه وبعد كمان اكثر ان نطلع فنانين ونطلع اعمال فنيه تستخدم في كاس العالم وبعد كاس العالم. ان شاء الله. شكرا.
Okay, so I think we may have to end the question and answer session here. And if you have any more questions, you can always email us. And because next we will go on to the workshop, which I recommend that all of you attend, because that'll give you a better idea of how to submit your art. What are the criteria? What are the rules related to the presentation or the submission? And after that, we'll have the manufacturers of our partners who will be assisting us in the technology transfer, telling you more about how the manufacturing process takes place. Okay, thank you.
Now I will join the artist side.
You're always an artist.
I am architect Halan Sous, and I am handling the marketing department with Qatar Al Fann. First of all, I would like to thank you everybody. First of all, I would like to thank you very much all dignitaries, fellow members, and great participation for your attendance. We are very honored by your presence here today. It's a very proud moment for me being part of this smart initiative of Qatar Museum, Fire Station, and Coastal Qatar. We are very excited to see all your participation being part of Celebration Qatari Art and Heritage. And the coming days will be much exciting, filled of creations, brainstorming, and workshops. Qatar is going to appreciate a few of your artworks which are going to be converted into functional art, like carpet rug, wall-to-wall carpet, and landscape furniture. And as you have seen, the government authorities are going to be part of this project and encouraging the usage of your creation in the coming months. Like you saw, Qatar Hospitality, Hussein, and as well as we met Ashghal people here, as they were having the Doha beautification project, are coming for the main 7 roads for Doha. And this is a huge project, and they will be also in charge we hope they will be in charge during the jury and the evaluation of your artworks. Coastal Qatar will be allowing you to sign an IB agreements with all of you, which to make your creation protected and to make sure that you are making revenues out of your selected creation. Now, we will be having a session of guidelines for the design and submission. And I believe that I already met some of you and spoke to others. And please, from this moment, consider me as one of your team, as I will be your main and direct contact person. And I will be helping you, assisting you, and I'll be more than happy answering all your clarifications. Now, for the session, this stage will be divided into 3 parts. The first part, as I mentioned, will be a briefing for a general guideline for design and submission by myself. And the second part will be presented by 3 international manufacturers who are the partners of this program. From Thailand, India, and Italy. They will present the few specific guidelines and the transformation techniques and the process of manufacturing. There is no winner for this competition, as you heard Mr. Khalifa and Nishad say. You all already winner by being here and being part of this event program, Qatar Al Fann. However, there will be a jury, international and local jurors, and will be selecting a few designs which are going to be converted into brand book and design collection. The timeline has shown in the main presentation, and please let us all adhere to that. And now let's start the guideline. Now you all know that we have two main categories, the landscape and street furniture, and the carpet category. The first one, the landscape and street furniture, we are, as Coastal Group, we recommend we will be using the UHPC, the ultra high performance concrete, as per Ashghal and public parks recommendation and specification for durability and sustainability. So please, all to make sure that we will be using this material, and Mr. Marco will be explaining more regarding this material. In regards for the sizes, we shows like 4 main elements, and you can create more, but make sure to be functional, please. We need benches, or not only benches, seating elements, let's say, letter bends and triggers, and also bollards, decorative lights, for example. Something could be fit in the streets and the parks. Here you can see the sizes, and Mr. Marco also will go through it. However, this guideline will be distributed to you by end of this event. Please make sure to collect a bag before you're leaving, which contains of the IP agreement and this guideline and small gift. The carpet will be, there's three different construction, let's say, hand-knotted, hand-tufted, and wall-to-wall carpet. And this mainly will be used in hotels, in residential area, mosque, even as a gift, souvenir gifts. It will be different items, and to know the difference, there will be Mr. Marco, from Royal Town, Thailand, and Weaver from India that will explain the difference between all the constructions and the usage and the functionality of where the application of these carpets will be. And they will explain the minimum size you can use, the line techniques. Submission guideline, as Mr. Khalifa said, the main medium to submit your artwork will be through online on the Matafi website. We will provide this link to you through mails, and we will publish it online during next week. And this link will include all the information you have to put inside. And the second way, if you won't be able to submit online, we will be accepting an A2 size design on GPG format only, please. And it should be high resolution. Also, you must, the design should be, the scale for design should be specified, what scale you are using. And colors, when you are designing the carpets, each color you used should be mentioned exactly. And same for the landscape furniture. And of course, your names and inspiration for the design. For the landscape furniture, there will be more specific guidelines, as we will be needing a 3D perspective, double view with dimension, and we need 4 size 2D view, like you see here, from front and rear elevation and left and right side. For any irregular shape, we need to see all the views from all sides, which make your design understandable. And however, I'll be in touch with you all the time for any question. If you need any help, I'll be assisting you on this. The process of this will be, first of all, registration online. I believe all of you have already registered online in the fire station website. And then you have to fill and sign the IP agreements you have, and call me to drop it in the office, or we can send somebody to pick it up from your side. Second, you need, please, to make sure that you are following the guidelines for design and submission. And the most important, the deadline as well, which is 18 September. After that, the jurors will take a place for evaluation for around 1 month. And as I mentioned, dignitaries from all end user will be part of this jury, from the main end user like Ashghal, Qatar Hospitality, Lusail, and etc. And also the design after that will be incorporated in a co-branded book collection, and we will be addressing your names, inspiration, and this will be distributed all over the world and will be a great exposure for you. And after that, we'll be having an exhibition for the selected artworks, and we will try to produce, as a Coastal Qatar, a few of your creations as samples, and will be presented in during the exhibition. Please, now I'm going to leave you with the manufacturers for a small workshop for each of them. I wish you all luck, best wishes, and I will be having my contact details in the bag as well.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anirudh, and I am here to talk about handmade carpets and rugs, representing the weaver. Before we get into all the details, let us start by understanding what exactly are handmade carpets and rugs, some of which you see behind me and on my side. As the name suggests, they have no involvement with machines. They're completely done by hands. It's the most traditional methodology of making carpets. It's the most primitive way, and the best way to do it is yet. Every carpet is a work of art involving artisans weeks, months, and on occasions even years to see the actual product. As a business, we focus on 6 kinds of carpets. Hand knotted, which is the one behind me. Tufted, which are out here. There are also 4 other product categories that we work with, but we won't be talking too much about them today because they won't be relevant for the kind of work that we are wanting to achieve from here. There is flattery, leather, handloom, and shaggy. Like I mentioned, we're going to be focusing on the first 2 out here today. In terms of materials, we work with wool, viscose, real silk, bamboo silk, jute, and cotton. From an artist conversion perspective, we could ignore the last 2 materials, that is jute and cotton, and focus on the other 4. In terms of applications for carpets, which is, I'm sure, a question we think about, we work with residences, hotels, offices, outhouses, and very important for what I'm here today, as art pieces. One of the benefits that we offer is that we don't really stock any carpets, so everything that we make is completely bespoke and made to measure. We have a catalog of over 600 designs, a color box with 1900 color options. We have 2 new collections which we come out with every year, almost consistently. We have an in-house design team and production as well, so we offer exceptional lead times. And like I said, we completely customize, so we try to convert your thoughts to rugs. Some of the clients we work with, including hospitality, architects, interior designers, and customers, corporates, across a complete geographical spread. So let me show you some of the rugs we've actually converted from designs to actual carpets. In real estate projects, for example, simple designs like this, to more intricate details like Japanese cherry blossoms, where people share a cherry blossom pattern and an inspiration with us in a specific size that they would like to see, to private offices as area rugs for small seating arrangements, to oversized carpets, which could probably cover the entire lobby. Things which people would normally not see as handmade carpets or even carpets generally are designs like an elephant pattern that you see out here, Art Deco designs. We largely work with hospitality, and most hotels usually have a theme. It could be a beach, it could be a business hotel, a leisure hotel, anything, we normally try to work with our clients, trying to understand their theme in terms of materials, textures, design, and intent, whether it's a wall-to-wall carpet or it's an area rug, and make recommendations to them. Again, for places like outhouses, which people would normally not imagine having carpets, so something like this, which is about a 14 feet double-heighted wall, is using a carpet to make it sort of look like a painting. This was in an outhouse with a lot of forest land around it, so it's to blend the theme of the concept of the place. And like you see behind me out here, it's a good example to show in the Middle East. It's a horse running through sand. Something which I'm very excited to share with you all, and which I believe could interest you all, is that we have worked with artists in the past in India, some of India's leading artists, award-winning artists, taking specific permission and converted their paintings to carpets with the restriction of 10 carpets per painting. So what you see out here on the left-hand side is the painting of the artist, and on the right-hand side is the actual carpet that we have made. There was no restriction on colors, materials, so we tried to use different materials to be able to actually enhance the carpet. Very unique designs. And all of these are in sizes as small as 4 by 4 feet and can be customized to a much larger size. So paintings as detailed as this, probably using about 36 or 38 colors, is what we've converted from a painting to an actual carpet. In terms of capability, we can go even higher, so there is no restriction on that. This is the actual painting and this is the actual carpet that you see. An important question that you would probably have seen in the previous slides is that we work with two constructions, hand knotted and hand tufted. So the difference between the two is that knotted is a more traditional methodology of making carpets. It's very detailed, very fine. You can get very fine details into a carpet. So what you see behind me out here, for example, the horse carpet out here, is a hand knotted carpet where we're able to achieve a lot of detailing and intricacy. Hand tufted, what you see on the right hand side out here, is a more modern methodology where we're basically tufting yarn into a cotton canvas, allowing detailing just not that high. The principal differences remain in the technique, the timeline, and the USP for each of them. So the timeline for hand knotted rugs is usually longer compared to hand tufted. Hand tufted rugs are usually better. For example, let's say a hotel lobby where you want to do wall-to-wall carpeting. Hand knotted rugs are probably better when you want to do area rugs. Hand knotted rugs usually take longer. So for example, making something like this would take me far longer than making something that you see on that corner. And of course, like I mentioned, the USP is a very high level of detailing in knotted versus extremely fast turnaround times in tufted. So they both serve different applications, both are for very different purposes. Some examples that I can show you of design conversion. So what you see on the left hand side out here is a hand knotted rug, and on the right hand side is hand tufted. So you'd notice that we've been able to capture most of the element of the design, but the detailing has reduced. So for example, in a design like this, if you see this particular section versus out here, you would notice that we've been able to get the sprinkled effect very clearly in knotted, but it becomes a little bit more blocky in hand tufted. Again, the same detailing that you see on this section versus this section, we try to keep the intent original, but we have to respect the differences in the properties of a carpet. Another very good example, especially because this is using a semi-Persian sort of design, is you notice that the motifs out here are far more open compared to the detailing that we can achieve out here. So, what is it that we really are expecting you to do is, other than talking about all of this, is we want you to purely focus on creativity, not outcome. That is our job. We do not want to restrict you in terms of colors, sizes, materials, anything. Your design does not need to be purposeful, it needs to be thought-provoking. So we do not want to hold you back on that. Inspiration can be on computers, iPads, or even paper. You can send anything across to us. Anything that you send to us, we would normally make a simulation or an artwork of a carpet-worthy file and send back to you for approval. As I said, there is no restriction in number of colors or quantity, allowing an artist complete freedom. We would eventually decide on materials, quality, designs, etc., understanding the final client's requirement. So when it's going into the catalog, we would have a standard size that you can always customize. So we don't want you to think of the final outcome. We want you to think on the thought process, just doing justice to your own thoughts. Just to give you some clarity in terms of how we go about designing, in terms of construction, hand knotted rugs are ideal for designs which require higher intricacy. So if your designs are very intricate and you don't want to make them more abstract, it's better to go for hand knotted. Whereas if they're more abstract, not having more than 20 colors, you can go for hand tufted. There is a minimum rug size that we would require, that is 4 by 4 feet and knotted. In tufted, it would have to be a 5 by 5 feet at minimum. In terms of design detailing, the line thickness that we can achieve in hand knotted can be half an inch. But in hand tufted, it is slightly more. But you'll be quite surprised as to what outcomes are. For example, if you look at the carpet out here, the one which is standing over there, that is a hand tufted rug, which you will probably go through later. I think it's quite detailed. The common points that I would need are the designs need to be submitted in high resolution JPEG format. The design scale needs to be specified. So we need to know what scale have you made it in and what size would you like the carpet to be in. And colors need to be indicated in the artwork, like Hala had mentioned earlier as well. Like I had mentioned, the predominant materials we would be working with would be wool and viscose silk or bamboo silk. This is something that we would get to later, and as a company we would guide you on. Just to make you understand, wool is excellent from a perspective of durability and shows structure clearly. So when you want to show very clear design detail, use wool largely. But when you want to show highlights, for example, which is just some parts of the carpet, or if you want the carpet to be extremely soft in touch and feel, it could largely be using viscose or silk. We have samples which I'm carrying, which I will be happy to share with you later in terms of touch and feel. Like I mentioned, prefer wool when the design is very structured and not abstract. Viscose can be used for abstract designs. We would be also playing with materials in terms of mixing. So if you see a carpet like this, it's a rainbow pattern, you would be surprised it's not using more than 4 colors. You could see a lot more out here, but that's the number of colors we use. So there are some things you would need to leave to our discretion and not be highly involved in the process, which is why I mentioned that we want you to focus on your artwork. We don't want you to focus on the product. As a company, it is our responsibility to guide on that. Some other value additions we can achieve are, for example, things like carving, which is a small hairline cut on the carpet, and having different layers in the carpet. The process, how it technically goes, is we receive your artwork and we send you a carpet artwork for approval. So any artwork that we receive from you, knowing your sizes, we would resend an artwork to you from our end, letting you know how the carpet is actually going to look. For the purpose of a standard catalog design, the weaver will provide guidance on size, material, dyeing effects and value additions, all of which we'll be happy to interact with you upon. We will send a JPG file capturing all these details so you know exactly what is being manufactured. There is a specific color box that we use as a company, which is known as an ARS box. If you're able to get one and give us color selections from the same, it is preferential, so that there is a very high level of consistency between your impressions and our outcomes. However, if you're unable to do so, we would have the right of selection, keeping the best interest of the original artwork in mind. We do want to do justice to your work, but you have to put some faith into us as well. We would be happy to make multiple artworks up to a maximum of 4 per artist or per design. So for example, if 3 or 4 of your designs are shortlisted, we would be happy to make multiple versions till we achieve one where you and I are both happy. So we start with the design that we get from you. We move on to color selection and material selection. Like I said, we send you a simulation capturing all the details of the design, colors, materials, size, etc. Subsequently, we get to manufacturing and delivery, which is going to be with Coastal. It's amazing to transform a space with art is what we believe at the Weaver, and we truly wish you all the very best, and we hope you enjoy your journey with the Weaver and we're able to do justice to your work. So thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for that. I just want to clarify that in terms of the process you saw there, Coastal will be handling those. I just wanted to explain to you, you will not have to go through this process with Weaver. So we will take care of that for you. We have the next presenter from Royal Thai, and this is mostly for the for the wall-to-wall carpet, which will be mostly in the hotels.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Atapon Paul. I'm from Royal Thai Carpet from Thailand. I'm not going to talk very long because I'm feel that all excited on this event, on this competition, will make you need to be learn not only for carpet, it will be for other landscape furniture as well. My manufacturing is located in Thailand, not very far from here. But we provide this Axminster for a long time, more than 50 years ago. Before I'm going to tell you how to transform your design, your drawing into the carpet, I need to make you understand what is the Axminster. Not only we work with the designer, architecture, we also working with all the interior design, graphic designer or photographer as well. Axminster carpet is one of the proven carpet that is durable, one of the most durable carpet of all time. We also collaborate with Zaha Hadid and Associates since 2015. We transform her, architecture style, the curve, the line, the fluid, and transform it into the carpet design. And then we build it as an actual carpet. Not only we working with the architecture, we also working with the artist, Michelle, the artist from France. Her inspiration is underwater life, so we transform her inspiration into the design and then going into the carpet design. And then we build it. Not only architecture, artist, designer, we also working with the team, the Singaporean team, who are working on the graphic design. We always think about, making the rule out of the box, so the design is coming out like the graphic, like this. And we transform the inspiration into the carpet as well. I believe Nala already informed you about our limitation on the carpet design. The size of the line, the minimum is not less than 0.36 millimeter. Our carpet construction starting from 7 by 7, it means 7 pitch per inch and 7 low per inch. It's gonna be 7 by 7. So once you giving us the design, not only in the size of A2, A3, or the JPEG design, it must be in high resolution, so we can transform it into the carpet design like this, and we will make it in the sample. And one other thing, Axminster carpet, the maximum color is 12 color per design. You cannot make it more than 12 color. Our manufacturing can match the color from our color bomb box, 392 color. Also, we can match to the fabric, to the wallpaper, or even to the theme of the room as well. Thank you very much.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Mr. Marco Vivan from the Italian Lab. The Italian Lab is a manufacturer of street furniture, landscape items. And furniture for interior like shopping malls or train station, airports, all the public spaces. Our three main focus in our production is the design, the quality of the raw materials, and the possibility to customize every single item. This is very important in this case. As a new designer, we give this opportunity to transform your ideas in the real products, of course with our partner Qatari. So, we transform, what we like to do is transform the public spaces and the pleasure lounges, and so this idea is connected with the beautifications of the city. And this is the focus of 2030 of Qatar. All products are evolved from a need. So every time that we need something, we think in recreating these items. Looks like the benches, the chairs, or the litter bins, or the tree glades. All of these items is because we need this. So, and when we think about the items, we need to understand which environment these items should be placed, and which architecture are around of this environment. So, connected to these things, we need to choose and also the materials. In our company, we transform the steel, stainless steel, curtain, and the concrete, and also the new generation of concrete, so UHPC, who drive performance concrete. This latest material gives us the opportunity to obtain a very thin design of items to compare the very bulky traditional products. So this is the process of the tailor-made, so what we're thinking. So we started from the analysis of the project, going to design, and then we develop the items. All in these steps, our company engineering the item to obtain the final product. So we support the designer to understand which is the curves, how we will do the mold. So we will support through our partner how to make the products. Of course, the customer is always in the center, so we are the company and the designer, because also it's important to understand our focus is to sell the products. The mutual interest is to sell, not only to show, because if the product is too complicated to manufacture, it becomes too expensive. So we need to understand also these things. This is an example just from the draft. We obtained the final products. Of course, this is just a little example. This also, we start to draft a bench. Of course, we need some change because the curves should be not too much shapes. So there's many particular things that, of course, we will support you to understand. But this stage is coming after your design. Here's another example how we think. The first ideas of this bench was without backrest. So we asked into our design how they thinking to make the steel support. So, and after we developed with our manufacturer, the factory, how to do this possible. So as again, the material that we use is steel, stainless steel, wood. Depend if, for example, in Europe we use the national wood, and in the Middle East we use exotic wood, solid wood. So it's much more resistant for this weather condition. Stainless steel, 340, 316 euro for the marine area, for seafront, and the UHPC. In the guideline, you will find all details about the thickness, colors, all of the possibilities that we can obtain with this kind of the raw materials. This is in Dubai Design District, so you can go to see from top building number 8, just if you want to see. These other particular design items. So you can see the forms is very variety of forms. So we have a very rectangular lining or very curved. In these particular items, we also added the USB charger. This is another example of products that we customized. This is a project in Miami, and they asked him the WPC instead of the wood, so it means less maintenance. And this slats is reinforced with aluminum. Also here, we added the solar panel, so to give the energy to the lighting inside, also in this case. This is another kind of example of organic form, organic design, and this product is made with a rubber mold, so give us the opportunity to have any connection between the two shells or three kind of shells of the molds. And the technology of this mold is very difficult to obtain, but we are able to do, and we will do also locally. These also benches with LED lighting, also in this case we have. This is a beach project in Middle East. We did 5 kilometers of waterfront. Another particular thing, that with this UHPC, we can cast all taps. In this case, we have leather. So if you will go to check our website, we can casting wood, leather, or textile also. Yes, also here, no, sorry. Okay. This is another example of round shapes. So if you see, you have rectangular organic forms, round shapes. With this kind of concrete, we could do a lot of kind of design. In this case, is hollowed, so it's not full of concrete. So each product's weight is around 350 kilos to compare 1,200. This avoid so helping a lot of the installation transport also. This is another example of a product that we can manufacture in bollards. So street furniture, landscape items, including benches, litter bin, tree grates, litter bin, bollards, many things made by steel or UHPC. This is another example of litter bins, so we can make with the wood, steel, galvanized steel, powder coating, and concrete UHPC. About the colors of the steel, we have all right colors, so you can choose all finishing, matte or bright. And about the concrete, usually it's white, light gray or dark gray. We can also pigment the concrete, but the cost will increase, and also the finish will not like the standard colors of concrete. So I hope that you receive some information, and if you need more, of course, you can contact us through our local partner, Coastal, and hope to see some of your items in the towns or the city around the Hoa. So thank you again, and have a nice evening, everybody.
So I think we had a very good evening, and we're really happy that all of you could make it. And so that brings us to the end of the program, and we're free to interact or network and exchange ideas among yourselves. And that's also one of the objectives of this event, is to bring in different artists so that they can talk to each other and exchange ideas on our projects for the future. And also, please don't forget, we have this bag, goodie bag with the procedures and processes on how to submit. And also, we have a small gift for you. And please feel free to be around. Thank you.